Welcome to Quick Bytes, the lunchtime live stream with your tech integration specialist, Scott Conway. I want to thank you for joining us today. If you are watching this live, the question link is at the top. You can also get to that to the staff portal if necessary. I'll leave that up for a few seconds while I talk about today's topic. And the topic for today is Google Classroom, but very specifically just posting an announcement and posting an assignment. So it should be a pretty quick session, but I do want to show you those two functions in the platform just so you can kind of see them. And so if that's all you're looking for, this is a perfect video for that. If you have questions, obviously hit me up at the link and post your question during the session. I'll try to get to them by the time we're done. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you have already logged into Google Classroom. You've already established an account. Just to kind of preface that, you do need to start by going to classroom.google.com. If you've never logged in, click on the I am a teacher, and then depending on your organization, someone may need to approve that, or you may just be able to walk right in. But once you click I am a teacher, you can go ahead and forward. If you do see that screen, that classroom.google.com, and it says join a class, and that's all you have the option for, you do need to reach out to your Google admin for the ability to get them to put you in as a teacher, because you may have already missed that opportunity, but they can readjust that for you. Now I'm going to work with my demo class today. I have one student in it that I would like to demonstrate the announcements and assignments with. So I'm going to click on the class name. I'm going to walk right into my stream page. This is kind of like a blog. Anything you post sits at the top and gets pushed down in terms of sequence. And this page is perfect for showing announcements, which is one of the items we're going to do today, but this will also show you assignments, as you can see here. The classwork page, if you go to that, this classwork page just houses your classwork and your assignments that you push out. So this will not also show you the announcements, but any classwork that you do assign through here will also show in the stream. So we're going to start with an announcement. Maybe at the lower elementary grades, you're using this just as a tool to kind of stay on top of things, push announcements out. And if that's the case, that's perfect. You come right into stream, and this is where you'll live and work. And right here at the top, you see share something with your class. Go ahead and click on that. You can, if you have multiple classes, select multiple classes to push the same announcement out to all of them. You can also pick and choose which students you'd like to send this to. Typically, an announcement's going to go to everybody, but if you don't need to send it to everybody, you can pick and choose your groups. And then down below, we have the text box. What do you want to share with your class? So I'm just going to type demo announcement. And that's it. I could leave it just as such with text if I'd like, or I can also add attachments. And you can see in the lower left-hand corner here, I have the paperclip add symbol. And when you click on that, you get a little drop-down menu that gives you the option of adding something from your Google Drive. And I do caution you in that, make sure that the Google Drive item is shared correctly. So if you are going to send this out and have other people look at it, make sure that it's got the share settings anyone with a link can view. That's probably your best bet. A link would be to a URL on the internet. Let's say there's a website you want to send out an announcement and have your students go to a certain web link. You can insert the link. If you have a file on your local computer, maybe it's a PDF, something that everybody would be able to view, you could attach that from your local computer. And then if you have a YouTube video that you want the students to watch, you could also directly link it to that YouTube item. So I'll put just a link in here to show you what it would look like, and we'll redirect them to google.com just for the sake of today. You can see that it puts it in here as a link, and so when they see the announcement, they'll be able to click on that. Moving to the lower right-hand corner, I can cancel the post if I decide against it. I could post it immediately, or in the drop-down menu, I can schedule it to post at a future time and date. I can also save this as a draft and come back and post it manually when I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead and click post. And you can see that it pushes it right there at the top. And there's my announcement, and there's my link. If I click on this link, it opens in a new tab, takes me right to the link. Coming back down, I do have a class comment. Now the comments feature needs to be turned on under your settings, and that would be through the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner. As a teacher, you can choose to turn these comments on and allow parents and students to kind of give feedback. Just know that whatever is posted here, everyone will see, and you can post it using the little paper airplane icon to the right. So that is how you post an announcement in Google Classroom. And like I said, you can add attachments to that, various different things. If all you do is come in and use Google Classroom for a platform for pushing out announcements, this is a great way to do that. It's easy for the students to get to. The parents can kind of use the student's account to get in and see it as well. And if they need to join the class code is up here in the upper left corner, and you can make that larger. You can copy and paste this, send it in an email. You could also personally invite the students, and you can do that by going to the people page, clicking on the little plus person, and you could manually type in all of your students' organizational accounts, and then you would directly add them and invite them. It's probably the easiest to just send home this code and have the students go to classroom.google.com, click join class, and enter the code. So moving to the classwork page, we're going to show you how to add an assignment at this point. We are going to click on the plus symbol in the upper left-hand corner, and you can see I get a little drop down for assignment. If your organization has Kami built in, this is where it would show up. I could also do a quiz assignment where I would create a Google form while I'm pushing out the assignment, and it allows me to kind of do two things at once. Rather than the old way of creating the assignment and attaching the Google form, this lets me do two things at once. I could also ask a simple question and get a response. I can also push out a material if I want to. And I could reuse a post as well, and you could do that with announcements as well. There are topics in this page available to you. So if you want to sort your assignments by a unit, you can do that. And if I click out, you'll see that anything that is not assigned to a topic floats to the top, and then your topics will be listed alphabetically below that. So I'm going to come back in, click create and assignment, and you can see that I get a title here. We can say we got that. They've added a new feature called rubrics. We're going to ignore that for right now. So we're going to say demo assignment. If I want to put instructions, please type, can't type myself. All right, please type your responses on this sheet, and I'm going to go and click add. Now this time I'm going to pull from Google Drive because I have a document that I want to push out to all of my students and have them complete their work right in that doc. And this is the one I pulled in. It's a lab report template. And then as I add that, I have a couple options over on the far right here. Students can view this file, meaning they're all going to look at the same document with a view-only aspect. Or they're all going to see the same document, and they're all going to be able to edit the same document. It's not something we use all that often, but if you need to do it, you can. It requires some extra discipline on this part of the students, but you can do that. The real benefit to pushing out something from Google Drive is this last one: make a copy for each student. So what this assignment is going to do is it's going to send this assignment out to all the students that are enrolled in this class, and it's going to make a copy of this template for each and every single one of them, and only that student will be able to log in and see that and edit that assignment, and it's just theirs. And when they're done, they'll go ahead and turn it in. So I'm going to use that option because that's the option we like to use most. Again, you have the option to do this for multiple classes if you're going to do the same thing. You can pick and choose your students. You can give it a point value if you want to keep track of the assignments here in Google Classroom in addition to your standalone gradebook, but no need to. You can also say ungraded if you want. You can assign this a due date. If you do give it a due date, it will also put it into the Google Calendar that is tied to this Google Classroom. And then again, here's that topic, and we're going to skip over rubrics for right now. Once that's done, I do want to mention one other thing. I can also create something new, a blank document. So sometimes you give an assignment, you might put right in the instructions what the assignment is, and then give them a blank doc to type on. You could do that as well. Coming up to the top right, I have that assign button, or just as I did before, I can schedule it for a future time and date. I can save it as a draft if I'd like to come back and manually assign it by myself, or I could discard it if I've not happy with it and just need to start all over. In this case, I'm going to click assign, and we'll let it finish assigning. All right, well, it looks like it's having a little bit of an issue right now. So what I'll do is as soon as this finishes, I'll come back out and you can see that it probably did not post it. Oh, it does look like it may have posted. There it is right there. There's the assignment. Okay, so it did work. If you come back out to my stream, you can see the announcement got pushed down one and that new assignment is now there. You could see that I have one student. It's been assigned, but that student has not opened the document yet, so that it hasn't really been created. So as of right now, this student hasn't opened the doc. I can't look at it until they actually open the document and start typing, or maybe they just open the document and not start typing. You could see it that way too. And I could show you what that would look like because we've had one here from the past. This one, nope. This one. So I can click on it and you can see that it opens, and you can see that this is now the document that the assignment after the student had opened it and started typing. So that is how we create announcements and assignments and how we push them out. Again, you can assign them or post the announcement immediately following the typing, or you can save and have it send at a later date and time. Again, this was just meant to show you those two functions in Google Classroom. I don't see any questions that are coming in. So for this, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for joining us today. And I hope you join us for the next session.